Hello again, folks. I say it every week, don't I? Welcome to 17 in the beautiful yurt again. So this week we'll finish the short form, and then we'll look at the continuation of long form as well. So I'm going to do just the last section then of the short form from a few different angles. Okay, so go back here. So let's think. Yeah, we'll look at it from where we left off last week. We'll look at this is the closing, as I say. So the last position last week that we were in was the punch here. Okay. So we're going to look from the point of view of the root of what's happening here. So we're going to sit back like this. And when we do so, I forgot to do it, the front of the foot off the floor, and then we're going to come forward again. We're going to turn. So if you used to long form, this is a strange we turn. And what happens is this foot's coming round, but when the weight is coming into the right leg, that foot also turns. And here what we'll do is we'll dip right down into this leg, move the weight across, and then step in to shoulder width. And eventually what we're going to do is straighten the legs and just come back stepping in with the left. Just the way we stepped out with the right at the start, or stepped out with the left at the start, we'll step back in with the left, okay? So that's the root involved in it. If we're looking at just at that from another angle, okay, so from here, sitting back, front of the foot of the floor, and then, so I need to go back to it. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, because you didn't start in the position you said you would.
Yes, okay. Glad you're there. So, okay. So we'll just look at that from another position then, okay? So from here, just from looking at the root. So the front of the foot of the floor is we sit back, forward, and then when we turn, this foot coming round 90 degrees, this foot turning, sinking down into the right leg, moving across, and then stepping in. So just into this shoulder width position, and then eventually what will happen is you'll straighten the legs and step back in with the left. Okay, so let's put it all together. So from here, where we left off last week, punch. Okay, so what happens is the hands will open, the left one will come underneath like this, just momentarily, and then you sit back and the hands drop and then turn. And what you're going to do is come forward and, sorry, I'll do that again, okay? So with the foot as well, rising off the floor as you sit back, and then from here you come forward with a push. So we just look at that in a wee bit more detail, okay? So here we are in the position we left off in last week. This hand just underneath, the other one drawing back, both of them dropping as you come back, and then turning, and from here coming forward and pushing. Okay, and then from here, so we turn, the hands are just going to separate, the left foot 90 degrees, this one turns as well, and then we press down and then step in to the shoulder width position, and this is the right hand on the outside, so the palms facing you, okay? And then from here, we separate, the hands turn, and as the hands press down, we just straighten the legs. And then we step back in with the left. So at the beginning you stepped out with the left, at the end you step in with the left, so the feet are together again. Okay, so again, just looking at that, with the detail. So here, there's the punch. I'll do also this coming this way as well, but for now, hand goes behind, both hands open. We sit back, doing this separation. The hands turn, and from here, we push. So the hands are raising up into the push position. And then we do the turn, left foot round, right foot round, and then we press down, and we step in to shoulder width. And then from here, cross hands, right over left, separate, and then turn the palms down, and finally straightening the legs, and then stepping back in. Just the position you were in when you opened the form. So looking at that then, just from another angle. Okay, so from here, there's your punch where we left off last week. Okay, so this, sit back, separating the hands, turn the hands to a push, move forward, and then you turn, left foot coming round, right foot, and then sinking down, pressing down, and then coming into the centre, crossing hands, right over left. Step back in shoulder width, and then separate, turn the hands, press down, straighten the legs, and then finally step back in. Just the arm opening position. So one more time from here, and then we'll do it a couple of times in silence. So from your punch, and then the push, and then from here, right leg, left foot coming round, right foot turning, and then pressing down, moving across into the left, stepping in shoulder width with the right, and then separate, press down, and finally step back in with the left. Okay, so just a couple more times in silence. Okay, so we're looking at it from this direction first. And then one more time from this direction. Okay, so that's your short form complete. Again, if I know there's a lot of you in class who haven't even got near that point, but it doesn't do any harm to have we look at it, have we go at it, okay, and just try and build up. Next week I think I'll just concentrate on just going through the form in its entirety, just maybe from a few different directions, okay? So we'll leave it at there for now, and then we're going to look at the long form. Okay, so looking at long form now. So last week we had completed part 2. So this week we're going to look at the opening sequence of part 3. Okay, up to. Yeah, we'll see where we get on with it actually. Yeah, there's actually a repeat sequence up to a point at the start of part 3. So let's just see how we get on with it. So at part 2, you ended up in this, like the end of part 1, what we call embrace tiger and return to mountain. This cross hands position here. Okay. So what you would do in part 2, you also do in part 3. You know, so I'll move back just slightly here. Okay. So here, this separation with the left foot's coming round, sitting back, left hand out, right hand to the centre of the chest, looking into the diagonal, stepping into there, and then this brush knee push, this separation, all out at the start of part 2, the grasping the sparrow's tail into the diagonal, and then look left, look right, and right up to here. Sorry, I'll do that. Look left, look right again. I'm thinking too much about part 2, but it's the same as part 2, but then actually where it changes is here, hook, turn the hand to face you, step out and into the diagonal for a single whip. Okay, so that's the only change. In part 2 you would do this push into the diagonal. In part 3 you do a single whip into the diagonal. So it's exactly the same opening. So if we look at that maybe from just another angle then. That's the separation. Sitting back, stepping into the diagonal, and that's your brush knee push, separation, press, separate, sit back, and push, and then look left, look right, and single whip into the diagonal. Okay, so again, just let's take another angle. Okay, there's a lot going on there, so there is. So if we look at it this time, just from here. Okay, so there's the turn. Stepping into the diagonal for this. This separation, getting into roll back. Press, separate, back, and push, and then it's look left, look right, and then the single whip into the diagonal. So that's straightforward enough. You've covered a lot of that already at part 2, apart from at the very end where you get into the single whip. That's the only change. So I'm not going to concentrate too much on it. What I will do is we'll go back to the position we were in in the way we've been working from the form as in, starting from here, only going to the single whip. So from the single whip, we're going to look at this section now, parting wild horse's mane. So your single whip is into the diagonal, and basically what we're going to do is sit back, bringing this foot round, sit back into the left, step out, and just come forward into your bow stance. And we're basically going to do 3 steps into this direction here, down this way. Okay, so 3 bow stances. So try and readjust here so as I'm staying as centre as possible. So there's our opening position from where we'd get up to after the opening of part 3. So we're sitting back, get into this hand-toe position, sitting into the left leg, stepping out with the right, and there's our first bow, and then sit back, turn, stepping up into the right, and there's our second, and then one more after that. Okay, so I'm just looking at the basics here. I know some of you have covered this in a fair bit of detail, but I'm just going to look at the basics of the part in Wild Horses Main and what we do to go through that. And again, I'll do it from a few different angles. Okay? So if we're looking first from this diagonal single whip position, okay, so the hand sequence here, the hand movements will repeat through them all. Okay? So first, to get into the first one, wee bit like you would get into the cloud hand move, where the hand opens, foot coming round with you, and as the hand passes the leg, you're stepping out. So the basic, it's like you're holding the ball here, and then as you come forward, the hands pass. The right palm up, the left one down. So for the second step, second and third, the same thing happening. The right hand will turn in the second step. Then as I shift the weight and step out, I'm holding the ball, this time right hand up, and then as I come forward, the hands pass. And then one more, this time the left hand turning as I sit back, turning the hips, and as I step through, holding the ball, and then finally coming forward into the final. So the three steps. So again, one more time from here, I'll just do it in silence and then I'll do it coming towards you. So from this position here, the diagonal single whip. Okay, so as I say, I'll do that now coming towards you, and for this we'll have the diagonal single whip rather than facing into this diagonal, facing into this one. Okay, so I need to come back a wee bit here to make sure I can get the distance here coming towards you. So there's our position of the diagonal single whip. So as the weight transfers to the right, this hand goes out, just the right hand out, left hand at the centre of the chest. As I sit back into the left and the hand passes the leg, a step, and I'm like holding the ball here with the hips facing this way, and then as I come forward, hips square. So we'll talk about this move further down the line, look at a wee bit more detail at it, but for now, if you're in this position, you're good. So here, sitting back, turning the hand, and then stepping through, holding the ball this side, again hips facing this way, and then as we come forward, the hands pass. And then one more, and that has us then in our final position of parting Wild Horses Main. So I'm going to do it one more time, just in silence. Okay, so I'm just going to go through then that whole section just once, maybe again from a few different angles. Okay, so I'll start over here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that another time, just coming towards the camera now. Okay, so again in silence. So from okay, so that's us started into part 3. As I say, from the beginning or the end of part 2, cross hands right through to that parting white horse's main 3-step section, and we'll continue with moving it on then from next week. Okay folks, so all the best. I hope everyone's well.